Hello, so this is the second video that shows how to use EarthMap and the different things that you can do with this tool. This is the tool that enables complex analysis with the use of Earth observation and environmental and climate data, accessing Google Earth Engine's repository and processing power. So in this case, we will show a specific case study on agricultural plantations in Morocco. If we access the website, we will have here a pan that says select an area of interest. You go to Morocco, select Morocco, and then here you can select different boundaries, regions, districts, and the plot that you have draw yourself. In this specific case study, I will show you how to draw an area or a plot yourself. So let's start with the interface of the tool. You can put here terrain. This can help in Morocco. Here you have the atlas, the mountains in Morocco, and satellite image with or without label. I will put it in with label to see where we are. We will go here to the area of Agadir, where I have been shortly for holidays, and here in the South Massa National Park on the east, we have an agriculture area with greenhouses and different kinds of plantations. So here our question could be, for example, in a given area, in a given plot, how the agriculture area or the agricultural plantation change over time. This will be our question, and we will try to solve it with the different tools or possibilities that this tool can offer. So the first thing that we can do is to look for a plot that is interesting. So here on the east side of the national park, we have a plot that looks like an area that looks like a citrus plantation. And here in the boundaries section, there is a possibility to add a boundary, upload a boundary in shapefile, or draw a new boundary. In this case, we will draw the new boundary. Like this. Because later we want to play with the NDVI and DC. We will call this boundary agriculture plantation 0. Agriculture plantation 0. Maybe the first thing that we can do that might be interesting is to showcase some other satellite images that can help us to identify the, for example, Sentinel-2 image. 20-meter accuracy can show us if we showcase it shows us the vegetation intensity. The red color would be high and the green color would be low. Here, because we have a lot of greenhouses, this is shown, and they are white, this is shown in pink, like the snow. here you can see very good that here you have a plantation and here you have a greenhouse, and this area is full of greenhouses. So what can we calculate here? We can select a metric that will be in this case the vegetation NDVI Landsat 30 meter. This would be enough for this plot. 30 meter resolution, and we choose Landsat in this case because they have satellite images from more than 30 years. So we can see how this area changed since a long time ago. And here the temporal aggregation. We will start with the annual. Here select a date range. We can select from the 2000 to 2019, last 19 years. So we show it, and then we see, and here we see that before 2010 there was less or little vegetation, and from 2010 they started to plant here. They started to grow. So another thing that we can have a look at is the monthly time series, and if we process it with the monthly time series, with the monthly average, is that from 2000 to 2006 there was probably no vegetation at all. This is here we are in the central part of Morocco. It's an arid area, so probably there was no vegetation at all. And from 2008 the plantation started, and we started to have NDVI higher than 0.2. And from the you can also from the monthly average, if we maximize this chart, we can see it better. That land use changed this year. It is very clear from this graph. Here NDVI from 2006 NDVI was so much higher in comparison to before. And from the monthly average, what we can probably guess is the kind of plantation. So we have a higher NDVI in January, February, from October to February. This is the time where the tree is probably green, and then from February, March, when they harvest, it's not that green, and then the NDVI is lower. And what can be interesting as well is to see check with metrics such as maximum temperature. Here we have data from 1989 to 2016, and we see that clearly in the summer it is hotter, temperatures up to 31 degrees, and in the winter it's milder. And if we check the precipitation, it will be also make sense in terms of to compare the precipitation with the monthly average. Like when it rains more, it's greener. Like in the winter time, it rains more, and then in the summer, it rains less, of course, and it's also hotter. So there is a combination of data, precipitation, temperature, vegetation, where you can find out things about the situation of this plot. So what we found out here, like that before 2011 probably there was no vegetation or little vegetation here in the plot, and from 2011 they started with agricultural plantation. We can check also in the satellite images. Like if we check this other Landsat greenest pixel yearly from 1984 to 2018. If we check this information here, it will be also red if there is high vegetation intensity, and green if there is low vegetation intensity. If we check years, we can check, for example, that in 2010 or 2011, this was also red, but in 2000 it was kind of pink. Maybe there was greenhouse there as well before the citrus plantation, and from in 1984 it was green. So yes, in this given plot we can for making an analysis in a given plot, what we can do is to combine some spatial information with statistical analysis on the fly, like using precipitation, temperature, and NDVI parameters in order to identify land use changes. You can identify the kind of land use change. In this case, there was no vegetation, probably bare soil at the beginning. In the 80s, back in the 80s, then there was a greenhouse, and now we have an agricultural plantation, and we can find out the years of the change. So I hope this short video helped, and good luck with the use of Earth Map. Bye bye.